Hey, welcome to another live session. I'm finally taking my lunch. It's 1:21 in the afternoon. Chocolate milk. Yeah. So, I'm just gonna sit here and discuss random things, just because. And of course, my radio has to be on ridiculously. How you doing? So I'm gonna be hearing random Spanish and all sorts of other things today. But basically, since I am at lunch, technically no one can bother me. If they do, they're required by law to start my lunch over again. So let's hope I can actually get through a discussion today, or just some randomness. Ask me anything. What's on your mind? What's on my mind? I don't know. Uh, you know, uh, randomness. Playing around with Facebook Live because I have a internet connection. I know how to use it, or at least I'm trying to. Maybe I should start like eating stuff online. I think I heard that there's this like Korean woman who did that. She would basically go online and start eating random things. Yeah, thanks, Jose. Bye. Stuff I did on my lunch break. But I think it's like this thing on YouTube where this lady would eat stuff, like just random, just Asian woman just randomly starts eating these huge meals very slowly, and people would actually pay to watch her eat. I don't know why. But then again, there are people who watch, a dermatologist extract blackheads and cysts out of people's stuff. Oh, Alan's back with another motorcycle question. Hi, Alan. I think this time gets me a lot of questions. Suzuki Boulevard or Kawasaki Vulcan, which is a better cruiser for touring? Okay, so just to clarify, I'm going to ask, which Boulevard are we referring to? Because the one that comes to mind is the, which Boulevard is it? Hello. Okay, so Suzuki Boulevard or Kawasaki Vulcan. Personally, I'm a little bit more partial to the Kawasaki Vulcan, mainly because you're dealing with a 900cc engine over the Suzuki Boulevard's 800 engine. You get a little bit more oomph on power, and also the Vulcan, in my opinion, is a lot smoother. Boulevard runs off a shaft drive. Vulcan runs off of belt. In terms of durability of both, I mean, belt you're eventually going to have to replace, and the shaft can keep on going. But the problem is when you're dealing with a shaft-driven bike in a low engine displacement, there's major power loss. A shaft-driven bike. I know this for a fact with Eleanor, my FJR 1300. It is shaft-driven, but when you think about the power in comparison to like a Hayabusa 1300, the shaft drive is going to reduce. Is going to there's going to be less. There's going to be a lot more friction. The Vulcan, with it being a slightly bigger engine, it's like a 930 or something like that versus like an 8. It's like an 830 or something like that. You'll definitely lose a lot less power there because of the. There's a lot of radio stuff going on. I think there might be a fight in the hallway, but I'm at lunch, so whatever. But the Vulcan runs off belt. Yeah, you're going to have a better transfer of power without losing a lot of it. So, yeah. And I'm referring to the Vulcan 900 touring bike. Also, if you have a chance to take a look at the Vulcan Vaquero, or any of the Vulcans above 1700, I would recommend those two. I'm a big fan of. I prefer the Kawasaki's. They seem to ergonomically and also feature-wise, they give you a little bit more bang for buck. But like I said, purely my opinion, Suzuki makes a great mid-range cruiser at that 800. But I will say that anything above that is a little bit like the C90. C90 touring bike, which is about a 1500. That's already beaten by the Kawasaki Vulcan 1700 engine. So, like I said, both are good. You'll find the one that's good for you. Choose your poison. Both excellent motorcycles, but they both have their pros and cons. I know. So from both. I am like this close to turning off that radio. Um, hey Eugene again. I guess this lunch hour. This is when people are online. I guess this is what happens. I mean, it's a little bit later in the day, but you know, it is what it is. Um, so I don't know. I'm just waiting for another panicking student to come in and be like, "I'm at lunch. Don't bother me. Don't bother me." At least I'd like to think that. Let's see. Other things that I'm kind of doing research on. One of my projects is to go back to pier fishing. I think I mentioned this yesterday. This was something actually that I originally had started with an ex-boyfriend, and it was fun when I did it. The only thing though is, because I was like borrowing his stuff all the time, it wasn't as fun because I really couldn't do much like without him being around. So now that I can just kind of do my own thing. I'm actually looking into a starter rod and reel, and I hoping to start doing that, and maybe I might do some fun Facebook lives of me sitting around and trying to catch fish at the pier. So I'm going to be looking into a starter saltwater rod and reel. I'm looking at Big Five right now, and it's like, you know, it's looking promising. I think I might be able to score something under $50, so easily. And Big Five has been a very nice place to acquire sporting goods. I'm glad they're still around because I really am not a fan of Dick's sporting goods. Yeah. Okay, Alan, another question here. Who? Okay. Yeah, no problem. Ask me anything about motorcycles anytime. I might even do motorcycle discussion hour at this point. But let's see here. Scarlett Johansson or Gal Gadot? Oh gosh, this is a loaded question because I like both, and both depictions of these very strong superhero in the superhero genre. Scarlett Johansson as is playing uh, Black Widow, or as Natasha Romanoff in the Avengers series, and then Gal Gadot is about to hopefully kick some butt as Wonder Woman in just a couple weeks. I like both, both excellent actresses, and the big thing is that you're trying to depict two separate superheroes from two separate places in the in the Marvel slash DC universe. I don't know, that's a hard one. I know there's a lot of people who like are giving a lot of crap about Gal Gadot being um, cast for the part of Wonder Woman. I'm a big fan of it. I actually like the casting for her. I mean, I know that there are a lot of women who would, could have easily taken the role as well, but I think something about Gal just like because not a lot of people know about her, and also that she provides like there is a grit to her without it being obvious, or there's not like she's girly but not too girly. It's like that perfect blend of the woman who just wants to go in, look really good at a ball, and then kick your ass. And I actually find Scarlett Johansson to have very much of that too. It's like if she wants to, she can kick your butt, and or if not, and she'll be a woman. So you have your yeah, I think both are very good. It's one of those things where I think everybody in the DC universe and everyone who's watching Wonder Woman about to come out go, please, 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 I hope this movie doesn't suck. There was already enough talk about the, uh, was it the Justice League movie coming out, and how Zack Snyder has just had to drop out of the project. And so Josh Whedon has to come in and finish the job because of family issues on Zack Snyder's part. So that is very sad to hear. But it's hard, especially when you've had a history of DC movies, not having the same consistency as the Marvel ones have. So actually, now I want to just point a question out to the audience if anyone's watching here. But anyone have any opinions on Guardians of the Galaxy 2? I had a chance to watch it on opening weekend. Enjoyed it very much. Definitely something that you don't recognize here. or at least expect in terms of a plot line. There have been mixed reviews on it, but so far I've liked Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Big fan, um, and very, very cool like that. So I'm actually curious what your opinions are, if anybody. But feel free to throw it in the comments there. Um, I haven't been able to watch the Power Rangers movie when it came out, and I'm just catching up. Give me a second. I'm going to have to quiet down this radio because I don't need to hear this. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, rumor has it that that I'm supposed to be getting an office after the summer. Assuming you know things continue to go the way they do, and which is kind of nice and all. Maybe hey Monique, how you doing? Yeah, Guardians 2, big fan. A really good movie. I think was very well written. And that soundtrack. If I had to throw in something else about the soundtrack for Guardians 2, is that it's stuff that I grew up with too. I mean, yes, I know it's a little bit older than my generation, but I listened to a lot of 70s music growing up, and just to even the fact they threw Glenn Campbell in there, that was amazing. Especially the scene that included Summer Nights. That was or Southern Nights, and that was a lot of fun. Watching Rocket go out there and just single-handedly beat a bunch of people up without even trying. So that was a lot of fun. Do you have any other questions from the rando audience out there? I mean, some people are coming and going on their lunch break. I'm just, you know, sitting here and lifing. Um, so let's see. I don't mean other stuff going on right now. As I'm uh, working on, just kind of sitting here. I am just going ahead and copying. Okay, unfortunately, I will not be going to the ride-in on this year. If there's any women on wheels people here, mainly reasons is cost, and since I started grad school at the beginning of this year, I actually am taking a class while that is in progress. So you will not see me in Colorado. Um, Honestly, because of just the way my life is and just way with work and funds and everything else going on, I always look at the ride-in from a year-to-year basis. I originally had plans to go to Colorado this year and arrange the transport to do it. The unfortunate part was I found out that because of my program, in order for me to graduate in 2 years, I have to take at least one summer course during the summertime. So there's no way I'd be able to do that. And also, the nature of my job, even though I do work in a school, um, I actually work through the summer. I don't get that same 2 month break like teachers do. As tech, I have at least I'm writing, and I'm really glad I'm yeah, no, I do appreciate it. Speaking of rocking the glasses, Monique, I actually just got my grades back from the first two courses that I took this semester, and I got A's on both. So I started my graduate studies with a bang, and I just hope to be able to maintain a high GPA as I get through what I need to get through. Um, so hopefully in another time I'll be able to make the ride-ins. It's always difficult when you work during the summer and you can't even take enough time off to even do a speed run to get to where you want to be. I mean, and it sucks because Colorado Springs is only 1,100 miles from my house. my FJR, everything's been back to normal again, and I now have a working motorcycle completely functioning. It's been very right now I have a brand new uh, and it'll be the first replacement windshield that I've placed on my bike since I got it. The windshield that I have on my bike is a extended touring version that has been on the bike for all but 1,200 miles of its entire life. So this thing is yellowed. It's probably going to crack. I needed to replace it. So I've got a really sick deal on eBay, and thank you eBay. And we're good on that. So um, yeah. Uh, California, at least if I can just get away for a little bit, it would be awfully nice to go back to NorCal. Let's see, people like all messaging me all up in here. Wonder what's going on. Ah, okay. But yeah, let's see what other stories that I can come up with. So a little bit of a dilemma right now. I had a Chromebook that I think some student dropped it, and there was a crack in the corner, which voided the warranty. And then I gave that Chromebook to another student to use, and then it started smoking in class. So I was dealing with a burning plastic issue, and then it would have been honored under warranty, but I really wasn't motivated to do that. So yeah, there's that is the I have a smoking keyboard, you know, which happens, I guess. Yeah. Uh, on other news, there's a lot of see that tower back there or back here? Yeah, that's three deep. That's iPads. Earlier this semester, I loaned them out, and I'm waiting for all of them to come back. I have about 142 of these out. 78 have come back. Now I've got to start chasing them down. The part that sucks is that if any of these iPads are gone, we can't even do stop clearance. Now, if you guys have kids in school, you know what stop clearance is. Basically, is if you haven't paid all of your fees or fines, they can withhold your grades and things like that. You can't do that here. So accountability just goes down the toilet. So all we can do is just openly, make open threats for them to return their stuff and hope that, because if we end up sending them a bill, they're never going to pay it. So I'm kind of like, all right, this kind of sucks. But hopefully they come back. I'm gonna, let's hope for the best. There's Jose coming back after, hopefully, I had to shut down all the radios because everybody said, yeah, I always talk to myself. The only difference is now I do it in front of a live studio audience.
Are they really there though?
Are they? Are they really there? I don't know. I couldn't tell. Yeah, there was a joke a couple of weeks ago. We had a scheduled earthquake drill, and all the kids knew that there was going to be an earthquake drill today. It was probably going to happen after lunch. Well, it turns out that someone was heating food in the staff lounge, and it wasn't. It's like smoked, but it wasn't the food. It was like whatever material was, maybe a paper towel or something. Anyway, it started to smoke, and so the fire alarm went off. So the first thing all the kids did was get under the tables because that's what you do when the fire alarm goes off. Usually when you start an earthquake drill, it starts with someone on the loudspeakers going earthquake, earthquake, shaky, shaky, and then you do your thing, and then you go under the tables until everyone says it's clear and nothing's going to fall on your head. In a fire drill, we don't use the fire drill to trigger the earthquake warning, so I don't know where the hell that came from, but it's okay. It gives me a lot of confidence that our future knows how to do the right thing in the event of an emergency. We're so screwed. Jeez. Aside from that, don't have much else going on here. So that is it for my Tuesday. And any other questions, feel free to get this replay, throw some comments down. I'll be more than happy to answer them. If this ends up becoming more of a serial presentation, I think I'm going to move this over to my awfully nice. I'll post it later. But I actually have a website or a Facebook page dedicated to my blog, which I put all of the nonsensical, sometimes politically incorrect stuff that I usually can't say on my personal page. So that's all up there, and I will post it in the end. And hopefully, if maybe if I build up enough of an audience, I can maybe do serial broadcasts on there instead of. But aside that being said, I'm gonna sign off here for the day. Depending on how I feel on any given day, I might just throw some random live stuff up because some people like to respond to things.